Give you guys a couple minutes to join me. Hey there, I see some people are popping on. Let me know that you're here. Say hello in the comments. Let me know who's here, who's joining me. I'm watching the comments. Go ahead while we're waiting on others to join us and share the video. Share the video. Hello, who just joined me? Just say hello. Let me know you're here. Hey, Miss Tammy, good to see you. Happy Friday. We're going to get started in just a second. Share the video, share the video, share the video is what I like to say. Hey, 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 everybody. Happy Friday. Share the video. Thank you, Miss Tammy, for being here. I appreciate you popping on and let me know you're here. Go ahead and share the video. I'm going to be here for about 20 minutes. I have a little bit of content I want to share. And then we'll be on our merry way. I'm so glad you guys are popping in. If you're catching the replay, go ahead and share the video, share the video. Right below the video is a button that says share, so please share the video. I've made this a public video, so you should be able to share it freely across your Facebook platforms. Welcome, welcome. Share the video. I gave myself the length of this music that's playing to give people time to join me. So come on in and welcome. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Share the video if you're just joining us. Who else has joined us? Say hello. Let me know you're here. Thank you for sharing the video, Tammy. I see that you just posted it. Appreciate it. If you're watching me on the replay, be sure to share the video. There's a button right below the video that says share. Go ahead and click that and share it across your Facebook platforms. Thank you so much, Tammy. I saw that you posted in Black Businesses Rock. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let me introduce myself. I want to start there. Tell you a little bit about myself by way of sharing some strategies that I think will help you in your sales success. First of all, let me say I'm Wendy Y. Bailey. I am known as your Income Acceleration Mentor. It's because I'm a master business and sales coach, and I help my clients. And let me just say it. I'm a beast at helping my clients double and triple, quadruple, and even quintuple their income. Sometimes it's minor tweaks that we make. Sometimes it's huge successes that happen. But the result is my clients make lots more money. That means they earn more and they can have more for bottom line profits. I talk to my clients in 3 key areas: mindset, because I'm telling you, if you ever want to increase your income as an entrepreneur, you got to start with what's happening between your ears. It's how you think about your services. It's how you see the value of what you offer. And it's how you see the belief in yourself in the marketplace that has to be the first place we look. The next area is marketing and visibility. I see those as synonymous. Marketing gets you known, gets you seen, gets you known, gets you heard, gets you paid. Okay, sales gets you paid, but For the purpose of what I'm talking about, marketing and visibility is you being seen in the marketplace, people recognizing your value in the marketplace, people seeing you so much that they want to see more of you, they want to learn more about you. And based on that, they are interested in potentially doing business with you. So I work with my clients on marketing and visibility strategies. And then the last area I work with my clients on is sales scripting, sales strategy, and sales activation. Sales scripting is about language. It's about understanding the right words to use when you're in a sales conversation. It's really making sure you stand in your own authentic space in who you are, and you use words that make sense for you. Okay. I don't give you words unless you feel like I need to give you words because you don't have any. I believe that when you are authentic in your marketing, your visibility, your sales, the words naturally flow. So I tend to give my clients a context for whatever they need to language, and then they come up with their own language. One of the stories that I tell my clients all the time is I had a client who, when it came to the transaction part of it, my way of saying it is, do I take Visa or MasterCard? Which one would you like to use? And he said, I'm uncomfortable saying that. And I said, okay, the point is it's time for you to take their credit card. So what do you want to say? What makes you comfortable in your own language? He said, I want to put them in the system. I want to put them in the system. So sales scripting is about helping you tap into your own sales language so that it doesn't come off as something canned or something ridiculous or something that just totally does not sound like you. That's the scripting part of it. Sales strategy is about looking at what you're doing to get seen and known and heard in the marketplace, and what you're doing to create that transaction, to create that part of the sales conversation, that transaction piece that ultimately leads to the client buying from you, enrolling in your services, doing things that are about working with you. Okay. And then sales activation is really about putting systems in place and putting strategies in place and putting those scripts in place so that you can sell more. Yeah, those are the areas that I serve my clients in. And the strategies I want to give you guys tonight are no different than that. Okay, they're simple strategies, but they're often overlooked strategies. The first one I want to give you is to know your ideal client intimately well. Strategy one, know your ideal client intimately well. And here's what I mean by that. Unless you've got really deep pockets, trying to sell to the masses is a mistake. And most of us as entrepreneurial leaders and transformation experts don't have those deep pockets, which means when you invest in marketing, when you invest in getting seen in the marketplace, when you want to become more visible, every dollar you spend to be more visible has to count. So when you are marketing and doing those visibility strategies and techniques that get you seen and known and heard from, they need to be to your most ideal client. But that means you've got to know who that most ideal client is. And, I even created a whole workbook around identifying your most ideal clients. Okay. And let me say it very simply. It's one ideal client, one, not 12, not 25, one. Get clear on the one ideal client. It's either a male or a female. Pick and choose. You don't speak to a woman the same way you speak to a man. There is a distinction in how you language everything you do for a male customer versus a female customer. Let me be clear. When you are identifying a woman and you're speaking the language of a woman, you will attract some men to what you're doing. You don't eliminate men from what you're doing by deciding that you want to language to an ideal client who's a woman. Then I also believe that you have to have a range in terms of age that you work with the client. The way you talk to a 30-year-old is different than the way you speak to a 50-year-old. Too much time across that continuum. So you either speak to, in 10-year bites, 30 to 40, 35 to 45, 40 to 50, 45 to 55, 55 to 65, you get the idea. Don't go longer than 10 years when you're identifying your most ideal client. The other thing I want you to think of when you think of that one ideal client is what she does. What's her occupation? How much money does she make in her business or in her job? How long has she been in her job or in her business? All of that kind of information matters. And the thing that most people forget when they start looking and thinking about their most ideal client is how that most ideal client treats you. You want to work with people who value you, and your values are shared in a sense in terms of how they show up. Every time I work with a client and it is not my ideal client, they become the client from you know where. And the experience is just gut wrenching to me when I think about it. Those clients from hell are clients from hell because you don't share the same values. And it's so important for you to share the values of your client. And here's what I mean. If your clients value time, they're going to be on time. They're going to be punctual. If you look at a client and you accept everything they do, you become a doormat. Most of your clients who are ideal clients want to know that you stand for something, that you have a spine, that you can tell them no, you can give them pushback. And it's pushback that makes sense to who they are, what they're doing, and how you're going to serve them. So when you're looking at clients, you want to make sure that you're clear in terms of how you're looking at your clients, that they are ideal in the way that they interact with you, that they value what you offer. Your ideal clients aren't going to come to you and haggle over your fees. Your ideal clients are not going to be like, oh, well, you know, if I could just spend $50 less, that would make me happier. They're not your ideal client, okay? Your ideal clients are not going to disregard deadlines and timelines. Your ideal clients treat you in the way you expect to be treated. Those are ideal clients, okay? And then the last thing I want to say is, and I say this, I want you to write it down, write it down, write it down, write it down. Your most ideal clients are always, 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 always ready, willing, and able to invest in your services, programs, and products. Your ideal clients are always, all caps, highlight, circle, always ready, willing, and able to invest in your program, services, and products. Whenever you have someone who's like, oh, well, you know, I won't be able to do it until, you know, a year from now. And I'm exaggerating to make my point. Because when you're talking to people who are serious about making the investment in you, because it's going to result in an investment in themselves and they're going to benefit greatly from that, you don't haggle over those kind of things. You don't have to discuss your fees and talk about lowering them or, you know, nitpicking what all's included in your fees. Your ideal clients are always ready, willing, and able to invest. And let me say something. When you get into the objections phase of things with your most ideal clients, objections are fears in disguise. Fears in disguise. Typically, objections are about they don't see the value of what you offer. They don't recognize, they don't understand the time and don't have the time. They don't have, they're not placing it as a priority. Let me say that in terms of the time. It's about they're afraid of what that next step might be for them. There are very few reasons for objections. And when you understand the psychological background of an objection, that it's a fear in disguise, then you can deal with objections. You can talk to your clients about objections. You can coach them through whatever those fears are. And the last thing I want to say about this is, it's never about the money. It's never about the money. The caveat to that is if the house is burning down around the client, that's what I say. If the client is struggling to keep the lights on and a roof over their heads, it's about the money. But if the client is not in that space, it's not about the money, it's about the value that you're offering. The client needs to recognize the value in what you're going to bring to them in their business from your services, programs, and products. It's never about the money, okay? Okay, so the first strategy I want to make sure you understand is to know your most ideal client intimately well. That's what I've been talking about. And then when you know that most ideal client intimately well, given all those things I've just described, you know exactly where she or he plays, what kinds of things she reads, what kind of blogs, what kind of other experts that they hire. And you can begin to establish relationships and make connections with your clients in those spaces and places. That's the first strategy for selling success. The second strategy is to understand the language of selling. Understand the language of selling. The language of selling is compassion. The language of selling is intention. The language of selling is, there are a couple of things that go with that, but I'll leave it at those two. Compassion means that you recognize you're in a space to provide service that's really going to help your most ideal client. Compassion means you care about it. It's not, oh, I got to sell them this. It's how can I help? What can I do? How can I position my service in a way that supports exactly the client's needs at this point in time? How can I serve? Compassion means that you care about your client in a way that says, you know what? I've got to make sure that what I offer is really going to fix a problem. Hey, Thesha, welcome. Glad you could join me. What I have to offer the client is something that beyond just, I'm selling my service, I'm selling my product, I'm selling my program. I'm really intentioned to help this client. My goal is to care enough about my client that I can serve my client more fully through my services, through my products, through my programs. So that's the one part of the language of selling, compassion. Intention is another one. Intention. I kind of view intention as this inside out way of looking and being in your business. It's how do I want to show up in the space with my client? How do I want to support my client in what she's doing? And it's not what happens from the client that you respond to. It's how you choose to be in the situation. It's the choices you make. It's your behavior. It's your thinking. It's what you express. It's being very mindful about what you're saying to the client as part of your sales conversation. So the two strategies I've given you so far, one is you've got to know your most ideal client intimately well in order to sell, S-E-L-L, to your client successfully. The second one is you've got to understand the language of selling that's steeped in compassion and intention. The third strategy I want to give you is really a simple one that most people who don't do well in sales miss. You've got to be ready to ask for the business. You've got to be ready to ask. I remember when I first started coaching, and it was more than 15 years ago, and I was coming out of a different kind of environment. I had been in corporate management, but I had not been in sales management in a corporate environment. And my first client, I sent out a grassroots letter to people I knew saying, hey, this is what I'm doing now. I'm a coach and I'm supporting my clients, and here are the kind of clients that I'm looking for. And if you know someone, please refer them my way. And one of the people that contacted me was somebody I had emailed, and I had met her when I was at AT&T, what is now AT&T. I was at bellsouth.net. And I had met her at a conference, and she was a director, which is like a D-suite person, and I was a C-suite manager. And she was a D-suite level director with a different corporation, and we had met at a conference. And at the conference, we, sat in some of the same breakout sessions, and so we started talking and got to know each other. And I want to say we even had dinner one of the nights of the conference, but we stayed in touch after that. So when I sent her the email, she said, oh, I'm going to reach out to her. And she did. And in our conversation, it kind of went like this. Hey, I see what you're doing, and congratulations on the new business. I'm sure you're excited about it. And I just went on and on about how thrilled I was and how honored I was and how tickled I was. And about 5 or 10 minutes into the conversation, I think it probably was 5. Later, it felt like 10. I realized that every time I would say something, she would say, oh, well, I'm having some challenges and would love to talk with you about those. She said that 3 or 4 times, and it was almost like she had to hit me over the head to get me to pay attention to the fact that she was saying, coach me, coach me, coach me. And, I finally got it. And I said, oh, are you trying to ask me if I will coach you? And she said, sure. And I said, okay, so let's set up a time. And I set up the time and we talked and I coached her and she hired me. And we worked together for about 9 months in my coaching when I first started. The story is significant because she practically had to hit me over the head to get me to ask for the business. She was screaming, me, 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 me. And I was going, well, let me tell you what else I got going on. And let me tell you what else I'm going to do to help my clients. I totally missed it. And I think sometimes as entrepreneurs, when we're in that part of the selling conversation, we forget to ask for the business. The ask is an invitation. The ask is an invitation. Most people get caught up in the ask because they think the ask is the transaction. Yes, you're going to take their credit card. Yes, you're going to take their check. Yes, you're going to take their money. That is a transaction and it is going to happen. But at the very heart of your sales conversation, before you even get to that, is to ask for the business. You've got to say, are you ready to talk to me about what it takes to work with me? Or as my client said earlier, are you ready for me to put you in the system? Are you ready to finalize our engagement? Are you ready to move forward to talk about how you get to work with me? There's got to be an invitation to your ask. Transaction is going to happen and you'll figure out how that's going to happen because of whatever systems you have in place. If you don't take credit cards, then it's a check and you've got to figure out how you want to handle that and you've got to language that. Some people have different kinds of credit cards that they can accept. So you've got to be able to language the different types of credit cards that you accept. Sometimes it is a product that's delivered electronically and you want them to go and sign up on your website. You've got to be able to language that in a way that supports what you're trying to do. Asking for the sale is the biggest part of what you've got to do. Asking for the sale is very, very important to your sales success. So I've given you 3 strategies. The first is to know your most ideal client intimately well. The second is to understand and master the language of selling. Compassion and intention are just 2 aspects of it. And then the third is to ask for the sale. So ask for the business and treat it like an invitation. Because remember, just because you're in the part where you're asking for the business and you've extended that invitation, you don't all of a sudden turn into somebody different than who you are. You're still who you are. You're still genuine. You're still authentic. You still show up based on who you are when you get to that part of it as well. Those are just 3 strategies. I have tons and tons more, lots more about language, lots more about asking, scripting, activation. I can go into all day long. And so I want to take a minute to tell you about Play Bigger Now. Let me get over here so I can find my spot. I want to tell you about Play Bigger Now. Play Bigger Now is my income acceleration conference. Make sure I go to the right one. Yeah. Play Bigger Now is my income acceleration conference. It's happening in October. Let me go. Oops. Am I in the right place? Oops. Moving it too far. Okay, I'm not in the right place. Sorry, you guys. Hold on. Let me go to the right spot. Play Bigger Now is not what I want to share. Let me stop sharing that. And let me go to my new share. Play Bigger Now is an income acceleration sales and marketing conference. My computer has decided it wants to slow down, so bear with me, everyone. I'm getting over to it. Go ahead and let me know who you are. I see that there are a few people who have popped on since I've been talking, and I'm ready to talk to you now about Play Bigger Now. And, now it's when my computer decides it doesn't want to do exactly what I want it to do. So again, bear with me as I get back to where I'm trying to go. Here we go. I'm almost there. Thank you so much for bearing with me. Okay. Now I can share my screen. Yay. I love it when things work the way they're supposed to. I want to tell you about Play Bigger Now. It is my Income Acceleration Conference, and it is like a huge workshop that we're doing over 2.5 days in October here in Atlanta. I want to tell you a little bit more about it so you can get a feel for it. I've got some of the yummiest and most powerhouse speakers that will be part of Play Bigger Now. I call it an Income Acceleration Conference. It's also a sales and marketing conference. It's because I want to get you into sales activation and marketing techniques, and you get to apply what you're learning right then and there. It's different than any conference you've ever been to. I promise you, because I've designed it that way. The way I've designed it is that it is about activation and implementation. It is for entrepreneurial leaders and CEOs and transformation experts, like coaches and speakers and trainers, consultants and emerging thought leaders. Emerging thought leaders are people who have a powerful voice in the marketplace, but they have yet to learn how to monetize it. So it's for you, because I'm going to show you how to monetize what you do. We're going to talk about sales planning. We're going to talk about strategy. I'm going to give you some scripts and some language that will support you in your sales activation process. It is about training. So think of this conference as training. Yeah, we're going to have fun, and you're going to be motivated, and you're going to be inspired, and you're going to have shifts around how you feel and think and are with who you are in the business. But it's also about helping you and equipping you to do more in the way of sales and marketing in your business. And it starts at the conference. You're going to also have master trainers who are going to support you in other areas as well, like speaking from the stage and scalable solutions and systems and media as well. Part of Play Bigger Now 2017 is what I call the exclusive digital swag bag that features lots of really amazing speakers. I've previewed a few of them already as part of Play Bigger Now. The replays of their webinar presentations are included in the digital swag bag for guests only. There are business boosting masterclass content by powerhouse experts. Let me see if I can highlight a couple. Thesha Jenkins is here, and Thesha is going to be talking about leadership as part of that swag bag replay. I love really connecting with Thesha because she is it's kind of cute. She's an introvert, and I know you're here tonight, Thesha. She's an introvert, but as an introvert, she's a powerhouse who talks about what it means to be bold in your leadership. Love that. Another one that I want to highlight is Bernadette Harris. She's actually done a digital presentation that will be in the swag bag, but Bernadette is actually going to be on site. She is a tax accountant, business strategist. She's certified in fraud. She is my personal tax accountant. We've been joined at the hip for probably 14, 15 years now. I met her shortly after I started my business. She had been in business for about a year. And during the time that I coached her, she says her business grew by 67%. Her revenues grew by 67%. I didn't ask her to measure that. She told me that one day, and I went, cool. I love that I have that impact. But she's had an impact on my business as well. She's helped me to identify some of the systems that need to be in place to make sure that I'm monitoring my expenses and I'm spending in the appropriate way to grow my business and scaling appropriately as well. So those are just a couple of highlights. There are also conversational audio recordings that you can listen and learn from the Content Crashers. When you go to the website, you'll see Content Crashers. And what I've done over the past couple of years is, as I've seen people in the marketplace that I think are really amazing at what they do, I've invited them to join me, and we've had a conversational interview about what they do. We've talked strategy, they've shared tips, they've shared resources, and you get to experience those conversations firsthand. It's really, really cool stuff. There are 18 of those that are going to be available for you in the exclusive digital swag bag as a guest, a registered guest of Play Bigger Now 2017. A couple of the highlights from there is Coach Nachi. Coach Nachi is a fairly new coach who is very passionate, and I love her passion in serving social impactors. So if you're an activist, if you're someone who really wants to make a difference in the world through activism, Coach Nachi is there to share her expertise. She's had her own experiences around social activism and making an impact socially based on caring and causes. And she talks about that in our interview. Another one I want to tell you about is Estelle Gibson. She is a money and mindset coach. And Estelle is amazing at helping you kind of look at what's underneath all of your habits that maybe aren't serving you well. And she's really great at helping you to look at those things. In our conversation, we talk at length about what some of those under the hood things are and how you can begin to clear the money clutter that's keeping you from moving forward financially. Those are just a couple of examples. All of the conversational audios are really amazing. And there are also a couple of exclusive coaching funnels from one of our sponsors, ClickFunnels. And our media partner, BizLinks.tv, is offering a video production strategy session for our VIP guests who want to look at maybe having a TV show or doing some video podcasting or something like that. The exclusive digital swag bag is valued at more than $5,000. It's actually growing every time I talk about it, but it's right at $5,000 right now. That's a lot of content that you can have as a registered guest to add to your professional reference library. I love what Play Bigger Now really means. It's not just about staying in the same place that you are. It's not about staying in the status quo. It's about really playing a bigger game and elevating who you are and what you do. For all the details, you can go to playbiggernow2017.com. And there are some decisive action bonuses that will expire tonight. That's Friday, August 18th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. That's only a couple of hours away. You save $300 on your ticket, $300 off of your ticket. So you're going to save lots of money when you become a registered guest of Play Bigger Now today. You'll get to buy a ticket and get one for free. That means you get to bring a friend, or what I call a BOBO. Buy one, bring one. Your friend, your partner, your spouse, your spice, your team member, your colleague, your friend. And you get access to 90-day access to live video training, live group coaching with me, and a whole ton of other resources valued at more than $10,000 as part of that 90-day access. One of the things I want to say about this whole 90-day access thing, excuse me, I also have a challenge, a 21-day challenge called Extreme Profitability. You'll get to play a part in that as part of your 90-day access. For 21 days, I share a strategy each and every day that's about growing your bottom line profits. That alone has huge value for you coming in to Play Bigger Now between now and October. You'll get a real boost in your bottom line profits. Just go to playbiggernow2017.com and use the coupon code EARLYBIRD. It's an income acceleration conference, you guys. I told you it's a huge workshop. It's designed to train you on sales strategy, sales scripting, and sales conversion. It's designed to connect you with like-minded entrepreneurs and potential partners and business growth opportunities. It's Friday, October 20th. That's a half-day VIP day. It's Saturday, October 21st, and Sunday, October 22nd. Play Bigger Now includes this exclusive digital swag bag valued at more than $5,000. Now, these are just the main speakers and the digital presenters. I couldn't picture all of the other 18 Content crashers that are also part of it. Those are those conversational recordings that I talked to you about, those interviews that are a part of the digital swag bag. Play Bigger Now. You also get those ClickFunnels, and you get that video production strategy session. They're raving fans. These are my raving fans, along with some of the others that you may see. Andy Grooms is now a really great friend, but we coached together for about 6 years. We coached as she was starting her coaching business, and she was able to grow her business to 6 figures based on our coaching. And she's continued that trend. Now she is coaching as a lifestyle. And what I mean by that is she goes and skis with her husband, who's been retired a few years. She travels the world. She was in Thailand for a couple of weeks. And then she comes back and she coaches her clients, and she's still at that 6-figure mark. It takes some coaching to get to those places and spaces, mentally, emotionally, systems-wise, making sure you have a lot of automation in place. Yeah, another happy customer. Then there is Kathy Wojcik. Kathy came to me as part of my video challenge. I did a 10-day video challenge, and she says, Wendy Y is knowledgeable and shares the info freely. She shares a lot of encouragement and support, and she strongly recommends working with me if you are looking to improve your reach. I'm always looking for ways to expand my clients' visibility. That's marketing. That's, knowing what to say and where to go to find your most ideal clients. And then there is Dr. Janine Howard. In less than 1 week coaching with me, she got 2 $3,000 coaching contracts. $6,000, you guys, in 1 week she was able to create based on our coaching. Little shifts we made in her mindset, in what she was offering and how she was offering it. And that's what she's been able to accomplish. Play Bigger Now is where you can register, playbiggernow2017.com. I've created an opportunity that I think is something that if you're serious about elevating your business to the next level, you want to be at Play Bigger Now 2017. Because as soon as you enroll in Play Bigger Now, you register for Play Bigger Now, you're also going to be able to access the 90-day program. And this Monday, I think we actually have a live video training scheduled. So playbiggernow2017.com, when you register tonight, is where you want to be. You go to playbiggernow2017.com. The early bird, no spaces, all lowercase, is the coupon code that will get you into Play Bigger Now. I've been sharing, I've been talking. Let me go back over to Facebook and see if you guys have any questions over here. I'm looking. I don't see any questions popping up. I have loved sharing this information with you guys. It's been such a delight, such a joy to be here to support you. I hope you'll be at Play Bigger Now 2017. I would love to host you there. We're creating such a fun event. My team and I are excited about everything that's coming together, and those that are already registered are already starting to enjoy some of the perks of being a registered guest, and I want you to be part of that experience as well. Remember to go to playbiggernow2017.com, register tonight before 11:59 p.m. Eastern. You save $300, you get to bring a friend, and you and your friend can be part of 90 days of sales activation and marketing implementation training before you even get to October. Everybody, thanks so much for being here. I just want to see if there are any questions. October 20th through the 22nd are the dates. October 20th through the 22nd. The 20th is a VIP day. So when you register as a VIP, there you go. Thank you, Thesha. When you register as a VIP, you will have access to the 20th. It's at an amazing venue, the Hilton Garden Inn, Atlanta Airport Millennium Center. It's a shuttle ride from the airport. It's a quick Uber. They have a shuttle. The hotel has a shuttle. It's a beautiful venue, and they are newly renovated. The whole venue is newly renovated. I actually met and took pictures with the chef on one of their days when I did I went there just to do a site visit. And so I stayed at the hotel overnight, and I got to meet the hotel chef and and he's got some really cool things that they do on a daily basis, different themes. I went for taco and tequila night, and the tacos were yummy. The fajitas were great. They cooked stuff to order. It's a really great place, and that's just part of what you're going to experience in addition to what my team and I have planned for you as well. I hope to see you at Play Bigger Now 2017. Thanks everybody so much for being here. I appreciate you taking the time to visit with me, and I look forward to serving you as part of Play Bigger Now 2017. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.